Just tell them we're going to get ready in a couple minutes.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to Lauren's Scrap Lot. Hopefully you're tuning in with us as we're kind of wrapping up the Catalogue Launch Party day. I've had posts and games and everything all throughout the day that hopefully have gotten you really excited about our new catalog. So before the day ends and before you sit down, if you're coming home from a long day of work and shop, I just wanted to show you a few projects and to just kind of highlight our new in colors for you. So I'm sure people are going to hop on as we go, but this will be available. You can watch it anytime. And just keep in mind, if you were part of the Catalogue Launch Party today, that there are tons of games and posts that you get points for commenting on, you get points for signing up for events and all that fun stuff. So we'll do all the draw prizes for those coming up on Saturday, because I'm going to leave all the contests, I guess, open for a few days so that everyone has a chance to participate. But before I get into catalog launch stuff, I have an announcement to make, because the last time I did a video, I gave you all a challenge. I challenged you to use up your designer series paper, because if you're like me, you hoard it and it just sits on your shelf. So I challenged all of you guys to use your paper and to make cards using one specific design that I had given you. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all of you who participated, and thank you so much. There was 8 of you who made beautiful cards, and I did just a little random draw. I haven't figured out how to show the little prize wheel on the screen here too without taking away my workspace. So I'm just going to tell you that Shannon Andel is our lovely winner. She gets to pick an ink pad of her choice from the new catalog. So it can be an ink pad she maybe just wants one of the new colors or one that she's missing from her other collection. So congrats, Shannon. I will message you about that later. Okay, so we're going to get going. Let me see if I can switch. Oh, hello, you are zoomed in. Okay, there we go. That's better. Switching to my workspace here. And I hope all of you have received your catalogs by now. If you are in Edmonton, I had them sitting on my porch with a lovely little wish list in the front and a cute little bookmark for you. If you are part of my catalog mailing sector, that means you're out of town and you've asked me for a catalog last month. I mailed them to you through Stampin' Up, but if you haven't gotten them, please reach out to me and just send me a note. I can pop one into the mail for you, and sorry, the mail seems really slow right now. So it will get to you eventually, and if you're in Edmonton still, the offer's open. You can come and get one of these guys. Just tell me that you need one. Okay, so this catalog is yours to mark up, to draw in, to do all sorts of stuff with. And I hope that you guys have had a fun day kind of exploring a few of the new bundles that we've had, seeing some of the products in action, and that you're excited to see some of the upcoming classes that I have as well with these. So if you're interested in that information, check out my site, check out the event, and we've got lots of info for you. But tonight, what we're featuring is in colors. So if you're not familiar what in colors are, they are the 5 new colors that Stampin' Up! Always comes out with every year. They retire 5 colors that have been around for 2 years in a row, and they bring out 5 new ones. So if you can see, I made this little bookmark here, and we're featuring all of the in colors on it. So we've got our Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Bumblebee, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. And I wanted to show you guys a few color comparisons before I show you some projects. So we have these fun, I just printed on printer paper, so it's not ideal, but we have these fun little comparisons, and I am going to try to zoom you in now. Okay. So here's Magenta Madness, and it is just a little card that I'll post the links to, and you can see what colors complement it quite nicely. So I just cut up a few pieces of paper. I picked a couple off the sheet that I wanted to play with. So this one, for instance, we've got our, here we go. We've got our Magenta Madness. This is the new color. And then Stampin' Up! Is suggesting if you take the Mango Melody and the Calypso Coral and combine them, you've got a nice warm set of colors here. You can also go a little bit different, and maybe you want some nice brights. So you've got our Coastal Cabana and are so saffron. And this is just a really kind of old school pastel-y. This kind of reminds me of ice cream colors for the summertime. And then the last one for this combination is mixing a pool party and a granny apple green. And this also gives you a nice bright palette of colors to play with. Okay, so these are going to be fun for everybody to kind of look up and enjoy as we go. So that's magenta. We've also got our new cinnamon cider, which is beautiful. And I just cut up a couple things for that. So you can combine it with crumb cake and cherry cobbler and make just a warm kind of fall look. Or we can have early espresso and petal pink. And that gives you kind of a nice, rich, warm skin tone look that I think might be nice for like trees or animals and stuff like that. There is also crushed curry and Cajun craze that you can combine with that as well. I just didn't have all the scraps handy. So just Jade right here. This is a new kind of greenish color. You can combine with a shaded spruce and calypso coral. And this one gives a nice like flower and leaf look. I think that's what I'd probably want to use it for. And then you can also use a crushed curry and rich razzleberry, or petal pink and gray granite, which would be super soft and subtle, maybe for like a baby card or something like that. And continuing on, Bumblebee, this lovely color right here. So you can combine Bumblebee with Poppy Parade and shaded spruce, which is very primary, but very fun still. You can combine it with Old Olive and Blackberry Bliss, which is kind of a great fall set of colors, but also kind of sunflowery, because we have that new Celebrate Sunflowers bundle, which I think would go nicely with this. And then you can also combine with the Mary Merlot and Flirty Flamingo, so a light pink and a dark red, and that would give you a nice deep color as well, color combo as well. All right, last one, Misty Moonlight, this guy here. So you can combine him with the Mossy Meadow and the Crumb Cake. Very masculine if you're doing any of our Come Sailing cards or A Good Man. Those are great stamp sets to use with this. We've got the Night of Navy and Daffodil Delight. Again, very masculine, but also you could use this for baby or little boys. It kind of reminds me of a night sky almost. And then the last one here, my mind's on baby. My brother and his wife are due any day now, so I'm waiting to see whether I have a new niece or nephew. But anyways, this one is Balmy Blue and Petal Pink. So again, could be girl or boy baby. And then you can also use it if you want to get out of the box for some nice flowers and imagery. There's a nice bouquet set that I think maybe the Jar of Flowers. This would go really nicely with that bundle as well. So those are the 5 new in colors. Now it's project time. So if you RSVP'd for the event, you came to my house and picked up a fancy little white envelope for tonight. So you can grab those and you can craft along with us if you'd like. If you didn't receive one of these, if you've placed an order in the last 6 months, I mailed one out to you. So they're probably just a little slow. And then if you haven't and you're planning to place an order, I will include one of these kits in your June order. Okay? So Bex, I love your comment that your catalog is covered with flags already. Hello to everyone who's logging on. Okay, I'm going to zoom you out because you don't need to be zoomed super far in. All right, so everyone has a mix of different colors in their package. You'll be getting a taste of 3 of the new in colors for your projects, but I am going to show you the projects highlighting all of them. So what you're going to do to start is we're going to grab this flower card here. So you should have a card base of some sort of color. And then you should have an outside panel that you can stamp a little sentiment on. I did the bottom right corner and I'm going to use that on the front. And I have an identical piece that I'm going to put on the inside. Okay, and then you should have a flower here. So this flower comes from this lovely set of dies here. So it's the Blossoms and Bloom stamp set, and then you get coordinating dies for it as well. So I just used the fat shadow looking flowers to cut these images out. You can easily layer them, but I wanted these cards to be simple and easy, and so we're just doing one color with this, but this is the beautiful bundle that it came from. All right, and let's assemble. So we have our one piece of Whisper White that's going on the inside here. Just grab some snail in those four corners and put that on the inside. I always like to have a writing panel so that you can put a little note. And then on the outside, again, you would have a white piece. I've stamped the smile sentiment in there, and if you're wondering where I got that, it came from the Lovely You stamp set right here. It's a smile. So that's where I got it, and I stamped that in Early Espresso ink, which I thought was quite complimentary to all of these new in colors. Instead of black, black would be very bold and it would work quite nicely, but the Early Espresso kind of softened the look a little bit. So now a hint with these guys. We have adhesive sheets, which are coming back out, so that would probably be the easiest way to start attaching these. However, I did not have them. But these images are fat enough that if I was to take some glue dots, I can easily just add a few around the perimeter or on the inside. So I'm just going to choose the centers of my flowers, and that's where I'm adding a glue dot. If you put your flower on top of it and just gently lift it off, you'll end up with the dot on top of what you need. So just add maybe 4 or 5 around the outside of your flowers. You don't need everything sticking, but you just want at least the corners stuck down, okay? And then the choice is yours. You can either, I put mine on the side here. Somebody may decide, hey, I would like mine on the top, or I want it on the opposite side. It's all your choice here, but I've made mine so it just fits on the side panel here. And then if you want to see the full array of colors, I've made them in all the different shades. There's my double. So you have a nice selection of your new in colors. So it's super easy cards to make, and I didn't make them full size because they're just a nice note that I'm going to add to a gift here or there, and I don't need to write a full note inside them, but they'll fit in an envelope and they'll be able to be mailed as well. Okay, so here's the 5 here, and I will post pictures of them so you don't have to take screenshots of everything. Okay, so second set of cards to show you. I guess I could show you them in advance. Okay, so here's my little assortment of daisy cards. And for this one, I did use this Lovely You stamp set again. I used the Heartfelt Sentiment and our new Pick a Pattern label, or Pick a Label punch. So these are 2 toppers for a punch. You can either choose to have a 1/2 inch, 3/4, or 1 inch strip of paper go inside here, and they'll cut one of the 2 designs on the top. So I picked a 3/4 inch thick paper, and I cut it at 2.5 inches long, and that gave me an edge, and then I just flipped it around and cut the opposite side too, so that I had the patterns on both sides of my heartfelt image. To get my little daisies, I used our large daisy punch and the coordinating 3/4 inch circle punch. And these are patterns. Some of you will have the dots as your flower and the writing as your center, and others will have the opposite, just because we were using as much as we could out of the new in color DSP set. So from your little envelope, what you're going to need to look for is your white piece of paper here. Okay, it should be a folded card. And then I have embossed for you a piece of cardstock, colored cardstock, with the textured embossing folder from the, which suite is that? I'll have to look that one up. The new textured embossing folder. Okay, so that goes just on the front here, like so. And I didn't put a card to write on the inside because it's white and it's very easy to write on as well. Okay, so then you should have 2 flowers. You can choose which side you want to highlight, but whichever side you choose, totally up to you. Take a dimensional and plop it in the middle of one of your flowers and layer it up. And then I remember popping my circle out, but I think I left it on my desk for this one. Just put another dimensional on the back, and then you can put your flower on your card, just right on the top here. You'll all have a little circle punched out for you, so put that in the center. And then your heartfelt sentiment, I also embossed with that same embossing folder because I just thought it looked lovely with a little bit of texture. It's nice on its own too, but texture kind of adds to it quite nicely. Okay, and simple as that. There's your 5 cards, 5 note cards, quick and easy and ready to go. Again, just pop a little note in there, and they're good just for an encouragement for someone who is having a rough day or you want to just say hi to. Okay. All right, last color combination. I'm going to show you the cards for this one after because I want you to see the technique first. Okay, so in your packet, you'll have 1 little card remaining. It's a 3x3 card. And then you'll have a little piece of colored paper. So I stamped on it with my Memento ink the Tasteful Touches. Oh, that's where the embossing folder's from. Is this sweet? So the Tasteful Touches flower, as well as the You Are Special sentiment. And I used Memento because I don't want the ink bleeding out into what we're going to do next. Okay, so I stamped first, and then I rolled this through that textured embossing folder again, just to give it a little bit of life. And then we're going to go, and you're going to want lots of adhesive on the back of this one, and you will see why. Okay, so put lots of adhesive on this. And now if you read my little 15-minute warning post, I said if you want to follow along, grab a capful of bleach. So I had to have that set away from me so I didn't drink it by accident. So we're going to use some bleach, and you can use a Q-tip. What I'm going to use is one of our blender pens that's not filled. I'm just using the brush from it, but the Q-tip will work just fine too. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our bleach and we're going to color over the inside of our flower. I'm going to zoom in because I want you guys to see this as it starts really almost eating the color. And I like the spectrum of comparing all the colors because they look very different. Okay, so you can see blue is the most vivid probably for how the color just changes with the bleach being added. Okay, so don't go outside the lines, but just go all over your flower like so. And this is how you can change the color of something without even using a colored ink or markers or anything. We're just using some bleach. And then if you're using a blender pen or an aqua painter, make sure to wash this really nicely afterwards because you don't want any of that bleach showing up on another project or eating your brush on you, okay? So you can add more as you go, and if you just let this sit, it will continue to kind of change colors a little bit. So I'll show you the 5 that I have done, and you can see how different they look. So this started as the cinnamon cider, and it turned into a purely white flower. Another look would be to emboss the flower with like black embossing powder, and then you can color inside and you'd have really vivid black images. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out so you can see these. And there's the magenta, again, kind of turns it into a white flower. This one, you can see it's very kind of orangish right now, but it does dry almost purple when it gets finished with it. The Jade turns a nice green. And then the Bumblebee is the most subtle of all. It changes actually to kind of a darker flower. And it's just a really fun way for you to use something that we probably all have in our houses and just do something a little different with it. So there's our 5 colors for this. Okay. Let's see here. All right, well, I'm going to move these now. And put that back. Okay, so yes, before I sign off, I just wanted to make this a really quick and simple video. I know it's a weeknight and you guys all have, you know, things to get up for in the morning. So I didn't want to make this really long, but if you are interested in continuing to craft with me and want something fun to do, I have a class next week, my monthly club. So it's 3 projects and you place a $35 order from the catalog, which of course we all have numerous wish list items now. And if you are local, you can come pick those up. If you're not, I can mail them out, but they probably won't get there in time for the class. However, you can always just watch the video along with us and then make your projects when your stuff comes in. So that's an option for you. If you're somebody who's super, super crafty, I have an all-day event going on the 27th. It's going to be a virtual day. So I'm going to pop on kind of in the morning and I'll do a little welcome and a video to show you how to do some projects. And then you get to either stay online and chat with people and kind of craft with them throughout the day, or you can do your own thing and then come back to us in the afternoon and we'll have a whole nother set of projects too. So if you want info about any of those things, I have them posted on my page, or you can message me directly. Again, if you have any questions about your new catalog, if you're interested in ordering anything, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help. And I do have a BOGO sale going on right now too. So if you haven't seen the link for that, basically what you do is you shop my retired stash. You get all of that stuff for free. So you maybe spend $100 on a retired product. You get to pick $100 from the new catalog and you just pay the shipping and tax on this order, and then you get all of your retired stuff for free too. So if you need any links or have any questions, let me know. But thank you so much for joining me, and stay tuned. I still have a few posts and games for tonight, and make sure to comment on all the posts and get all the draw ballot entries that you can get. And I will do a video sometime on Saturday, just, you know, randomly, to do our announcements for those winners. Talk to you guys later. Bye.